Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson, you're watching Nature Nell, and if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by, especially today because it's part 2 of my ranch makeover. Actually, it's a little bit of everything that I'm giving you guys in this 2-part. I wanted just to fill in everything that's been going on besides the orchids. As you guys saw the blooms on part 1, everything is looking great. Still have a lot of organizing to do back there, as well as putting orchids on mounts. So that's a project on its own that I am not looking forward to do, but it has to be done. But today we're just going to take you along for a ride here at my ranch. Without further ado, let's go look to see what's new. All right, so let's continue with the improvement in the ranch. This is an area here that I really loved. This is one of my one of the areas that actually kickstarted most of it, because I really love the way my plants started growing around the tree. It started giving me that feel that I wanted, very organic. I didn't want it to look, like you potted it there. I wanted to grow more natural, like the way you would see it out in the jungle, or even in Fairchild, because Fairchild is my greatest inspiration to do this. It's always been, since I first visited Fairchild, I said I'm going to have a botanical garden of my own. When I was a little kid, and little did I know that that dream would come true someday, thanks to my parents that they left this for me to care for, and really this was their legacy. This was everything that they did and improved and recreate something new and usable out of the space. We still sell the fruits that my father actually planted here over 30 years ago. And it's home, I can't see myself living anywhere else, even though sometimes I do, because it's just a lot of work. But for now, it's home. Who knows, maybe someday it'll be way too much work for me and I'll have to figure out another way. But for now, as long as I can do things and Lewis can do things, we'll continue working and improving. And hopefully someday it'll be a lot easier than it is today, because we really had to come up with ideas of what plants were gonna do well, what didn't, and they do die off. I kid you not. When we started cutting these, we lost a lot of the plants. Like I didn't lose this, but it's just too much sun on it, and it just doesn't really like this afternoon sun. We would have to start screening everything, and I told them no, let's not try to do that, because then we're running around like crazy people trying to make every single thing work. And you just gotta go with nature, don't fight it. So let's keep going this way. Now here I have some of my plants that I planted here a couple of years ago. This is I always forget the name. It's a lily. It's a type of lily that I planted here. They do like a lot of water, so we do have sprinklers that go on in the morning and water this whole area every single day. My bonsais ish. I clean these things, and literally in a week it's like that. It is insane, because down that way, on a mile that way, you hit the Everglades. So we get a lot of crazy looking animals and birds and reptiles. Look at my avocados. They're really loaded this year. Every branch, every stem has several avocados. Lewis had to put this here, see? Because they will break. The avocados on these trees are so overproductive that they break the branches. Now these grammatophyllums here, for you orchid lovers, this I put here because it was dying. This was given to me years ago, or sent to me by the Orchid Supply Store in Georgia, www.com, orchidsupply.store.com. And it wasn't doing good in the pot that he sent me. So I noticed that down here, I had some grammatophyllums growing naturally from the air, like seeds actually just pollinated there. And there's something in here that actually contributes to the growing of the seeds, or should I say cultivation of the seeds. Is that correct? So I've been putting this a bulbophyllum that is crossed with a grammatophyllum. Another one that did not do well in the pot, but I put it here and it seems like it likes it. There's more grammatophyllums there. This is in a pot still, but it loves that spot. So I may just go ahead and plant it in the ground. Now back here, this is going to be a little sitting area with lights. But as you could see, it's really overgrown, and it has, it's like a poison ivy, that ivy that you see hanging there. That stuff, you don't want to touch that with your hands. These seeds right here, if you see this vine in your house anywhere with these seeds, I'm not even going to touch it because it releases like these fibery seeds and they get on your skin and it burns. It burns so bad. Thank God I had anti-itch cream and I put it on and it worked. Immediately it worked, but it was so bad. I was like, what is happening to my arms? As I started pulling and pulling, and I had gloves on, but it just got all over my arms. I wear my cutoffs in the summer because it's just too hot. But you know what? I should have worn long sleeves. And still, they say that, I forgot the name of that vine. It's not poison ivy, it's something else. But they said stay away from it when you're cutting, because the little fibers in the pods, I think, get inside your pores or something. It's really, really bad. So anyways, moving forward, I am going to now let you guys see a demonstration that Lewis is going to give you guys right there in his new garden. He's been doing a gardening system that he was researching, and it works with some type of frequency or electrical frequency that creates some type of barrier where the pests do not bother your plants. Now, we've never done this before. He built this whole thing, so I'm going to let him explain it and I'll be right back. All right, so we're going to go over here. We're going to catch Lewis before he leaves because he's working on his new high-tech garden. You want to explain what you're doing here in your garden? This is Lewis, my partner of 20 years. We just turned 20 years this week.
Yeah. So this garden here was done in the concept that's called biochar, which means that I did it in such a way so that I could eliminate certain kind of pests that usually come and eat up my plants. My plants over there, my tomatoes were all eaten up by bugs such as ants and some other things that I really cannot see. But this is kind of my nursery, and yes, see, here it's still going because I just added my final element to create the thing. So these are new guavas, and these are little plants that I'm taking care of. However, I did it in such a way that I can preserve moisture underneath so that the roots get irrigated most of the time, and they don't get dry and wet. They just keep a certain amount circulating. And then the other thing, in order to eliminate the bugs, what I create, I put all the way around a copper wire crossing over, and this is also galvanized wire that I cage this whole thing. The copper wire, when it's wet for a certain time, it oxidates, and in this process it creates energy. What I did not know is that it did not interact with this at all, but I just placed this and it does interact. So let me show it to you. So the idea is it creates an energy that it makes uncomfortable for bugs to be close to the plants. For instance, let me show. This is the reading that I have from the copper wire to the galvanized wire. Wow. It creates a current that it's not very good.
Show where you're doing it?
Okay, here we go. This is the copper wire against the galvanized wire. But here is the galvanized wire over my plants. Look at the kind of current that it develops over my plants, and because of that, it could create like a field of energy, sort of like getting rid of the pests. Once they cross this area and fuse this energy, they just don't like to approach my plants. So this science is called biochar, which is sort of like biological charge, because there is no electricity here. This is created just by the pure oxidation of copper wire and in a proximity of zinc, which is one of the elements of the galvanized cables.
Science. Nothing there I know of. No, I know a little bit about that, but I I didn't know that you can create a current that goes across the whole garden section.
Yeah. Anywhere else, it doesn't create anything.
So we'll see how it works. This is just a test, right? This is the first time.
Yes, I just implemented this wire in the middle, and then I have another one that's going to cross that way, and here supposedly.
What if you put a screen up here so it doesn't get full sun? It gets a broken sun.
I do believe I need to do that.
Because the sun here is destroying everything.
Yes,
it's just too hot.
Yes, it is, but also provides for the evaporation of the extra moisture that comes with extra rain.
But maybe if we do 4 posts and put a screen.
Yes, in fact, I have all this aluminum here to create those posts and stretch the canvas over.
Soon we're gonna have herbs and veggies.
And veggies. And tomatoes.
Thank you, kitties.
You're welcome, love.
All right, let's keep going. Oh my God, let me turn this off because it is so hot that my phone keeps warming up, so I can't do like a straight run through. So let me turn this off and I'll be back. All right, guys. So now that we got some science in our in our presentation, here's a little more kind of science. He created this out of pallet wood, and he throws into the weed, everything that we pull out that's no good, like dead fruits and stuff, and it comes out as compost. Right now it's closed, but there's a panel that he releases, and so the compost dirt comes out, and we use it and put it around our trees or around our fruiting trees here. We'll put it around the base, and it causes the nutrients cause the plant to be stronger, more stable. Look how many manguitos. These are the sweet mangoes, the little short ones. There, you know what's getting to them, the birds or the squirrels. Squirrel! We have a bee house here. We're gonna start working on that. Lewis started this little fountain of water, you see, right there. So what this does is it encourages bees to come and drink water. And then if they see the bee house nearby, maybe perhaps we will get a colony going. Now, a lot of you have told me, oh, just get the queen. We may just do that. But he's trying these other systems that were given to him at some of the shows that we go to. I think it was Flamingo Gardens. They gave him that idea. Now, here is a beautiful dendrobium growing off my tree that I put a couple of months ago, and it looks like it's been there forever. But she's so big. I think I should have put her higher up, because look at that. She's like growing down here, up there, but it really likes this spot. So I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to leave it alone. It tends to be a very long cane dendrobium. It's giving me a brand new growth right here since I put it on this tree. So that's a good sign already that is a tree that it likes. Another mango tree. These are all mango trees, by the way. All these here. And these are like the Filipino, I think they call them. But do you guys see, before we couldn't get these mangoes that were too high up. And this tree still needs to be a lot smaller. This is, half of this needs to come down because I want it more like this one. If not, you'll never get to the fruits. All right. This is my lychee tree. This year, for some reason, no fruits, but it busted out in new branches. So I think it's using all its energy to grow a little bit bigger, because this is a young tree. This is only like 3 or 4 years old. One lychee. So yeah, I noticed that it does have a lot of new growth. So that's a good sign. It doesn't mean that the tree is sick. It means that the tree is reprioritizing its energy and using it more for growth than for fruiting. Because she is a young tree. All right, and a smart one. Now in here, it's my little secret cove. I haven't been here in quite a while. That's Fiona. So that's where she goes to sleep during the day. I was wondering, I was like, I don't see Fiona during the day in the front. I wonder where she goes. Fiona! Mama! What are you doing there? What are you doing, Mama? Are you having a good time under the tree? She's so cute. You hardly ever see her. She's usually in the front. She's one of my eldest cat. So anyway, this is one of, if not the biggest mango tree we have. I do like this one to be massively big because it was the first tree I believe my father put here. And it has so many years of fruiting. We have fed so much with this tree, this one tree. And we have our little cove in here. Hey, Mama. See, I'm not gonna go in there because it has too many leaves and mosquitoes, and I really don't want to get mauled by the mosquitoes. Oh, already mauling me. Okay, moving on. Mosquitoes love the shaded area. Out in the sun, they don't really come at you because you can see them. But in the shaded area, they will maul you. Hold on, let me put this mango here before. Now, guys, I don't know if this is going to be on the second part or the first part, or if I'm even going to do 2 parts. I really don't know how long this is going to be. I do believe I will do the 2 parts either way, even if it's just 30 minutes each to break it down. But I want to show you what Lewis put here. I had seen in a documentary somewhere, I think it was in Thailand, that they have these fruits that are very heavy, and so when they fall, they can hurt people. So they put these nets so that the fruit falls on the net, and then the fruit is not damaged. And here, this is our sapote tree. Some people call him sapote, other people call him mame. And this is a very, very interesting fruit because it's, hold on, I'm doing this with one hand, so it's a little bit hard. There we go. Whew, I was able to do it with one hand. So anyways, this fruit is very delicious. It's like a custard, and it's a salmon color. I'll put a picture there of one of the ones that I opened. I think I did even a video or took a photo of it. But we had to put these nets because when I cut this tree down, it was so, hopefully I won't forget, it was such a huge cutting that when it grew back with a vengeance. Look at this. So that is my mame tree. Super, super big. Gives a lot of fruits. Or sapote, how they call it. I think in Jamaica they call it sapote. And it has a lot of new fruits on the lower branch, which is what I like. But it's also growing so much on the very top branches. See? And these fruits are so good, and it's not a cheap fruit. Like when you go buy them, they're not cheap. So it would be a crime not to try to save the ones that are falling from the very top. Now we do have one of these pickers that stretches, but I gotta tell you, try working with one of those pickers and get, look, let me see. See all those? It's hard when you're out here in the sun and you have to pick at those. Now, I want to show you, I hardly ever go to the front, but my Queen's Wreath is starting to bloom. Hold on, let me. Look at that, how gorgeous that is. Now, a queen's wreath, what's beautiful about them, it's a flower within a flower. And in the summer, they do love to put on a show. Now this one, we have to clean it up because it gets entangled with a white flower vine. Look, here's that flower. I can't stand this vine. It overtakes my queen's wreath, and I don't get her to bloom the way she normally does. And it's a never-ending battle. So the whole top area is the vine taking over, and the queen's wreath is a vine. So all that is not blooming because of that vine. It's a big shame. All right. Now this bird of paradise I put here from a client of mine. I own a hair salon, for you guys I don't know, and a client of mine had this in her apartment and got too big. This is a bird of paradise. Now right now it's not blooming. It did have some beautiful blooms before. This is the white bird of paradise that has that blue shell that almost looks fake. Now let's go here. Now this is a sidewalk that Lewis made from his own hands. I showed you guys when they were making it. We wanted something very mid-century, almost Fred Flintstone-ish, but in a chic way. If that makes any sense. I just didn't want it to be too perfect, but yet I didn't want it to be, you know, crazy. So I wanted to have some sort of design behind it, and I loved it. This is a little island that has grown to be a big island. Oh, look what we have here, tadpoles. We have to clear this out. But you know what? Tadpoles love mosquito larvae. So it could kill a lot of mosquito. Look at my flamboyant tree, guys. How beautiful it looks. We were wondering, she's a late bloomer because this is the one that's a little bit more on the reddish side. So I've heard. So she tends to bloom a little bit later because the ones that are more orangey, like a lighter orange, already, most of them have already bloomed, but I love it because it falls on the ground and it looks like little red confetti. And then here we have, oh, look what we got here. My favorite little butterflies. These butterflies, they only eat this vine. It's a Dutchman's pipe vine, and it's a black swallowtail butterfly with a gold strip and on their tails. And these are the caterpillars that eat and lay the eggs. And what it does is it'll eat all the leaves, and then next year the vine comes back stronger and bigger. But we did have to cut it back because it overtook. As you can see, this is already grown back. It started overtaking the tree, and it just destroyed all this. See, there's a butterfly. They're usually around this time of year because this is the time of year where the caterpillars start turning into cocoons. Let me see if I see any. I do see a lot of butterflies, but I don't see any cocoon. Is that a cocoon? No. I thought that was a cocoon, but it's not. I don't see any now. You know when you want to see them, they're not there. But the flower of the flamboyant guys, you always see them from far away. But look what a pretty flower it is. Doesn't it look like an orchid? To me, it resembles almost an orchid. There's the labellum. Yeah, it's just like an orchid. So pretty. All these red colors. So yeah, the trees are overtaking everything here. This is, in case you guys did not know, my father fought in Vietnam. I have to change the flag. And this was very, very special to him. So when we moved in here, it didn't have one. And I saw one in a store, and I get a little noise, a little voice in my head that says, you need to put a flag. So I told my partner, listen, in his honor, because we have the flag that they gave us when he passed away. You know, they give you the honorary American flag, which I still have to find the piece to put it in. Because I lost the box of the flag, and I found it the other day in my attic, and I was super happy. But this is one that we bought at Home Depot, and I just noticed it has a couple little holes. So it's time to put it down and put a new one, because if not, my stepfather will remind me. He raised us, actually. He was our dad when we were little kids. But my biological father also lived. So I had 2 dads growing up, which is pretty cool. Now I have more of these gorgeous dendrobiums that I want to put, like, this is what I want to do. This is what I did many years ago. I put these dendrobiums here, not knowing anything about orchids. And several years later, look how beautiful. And they bloom so much this year. I will put an insect because I did take some film, and it gave some gorgeous. When I'm inside my fish room and I'm looking out, I'm seeing all these beautiful flowers. Now, all this, guys, take a really good look. Notice what's happening here. My tamarind tree. How much wood did he cut? A lot. Did I keep them? Unfortunately not. We didn't have the space for it, guys. I wanted to keep it, but I knew what was going to happen. It would have been lingering. It would have been in the way. And then I lose my patience and I just don't do anything. And I don't want to get to that point. But this whole area was very, very, very cluttered with wood. And so Lewis cleaned everything out. I had nothing to do with this. He did it all by himself. I would not be able to handle all this kind of work. My body wouldn't handle it. But his is way stronger than mine. And so he cleaned all this. This was all wood up to the top that we had cut. So the city came and picked everything up. But still, look, we have plenty of tamarind tree. And this tree, you would not believe how quick this will grow. You're going to see this fill out in no time. So we're going to cut all this down here and open it up. All this. So that way when we're inside, we can see out again, because we can't even see our own yard from the inside. But anyways, that is the latest upgrades in the yard. This area here that you guys excuse me. Look how many mangoes are here. How nice this looks. But this year our mango was not that many, unfortunately. We usually get just as many mangoes, avocados, as we do mangoes, like a lot. So this whole area had overgrown and it just got really ugly. It destroyed my vanilla, but they are so resilient. They're still doing well and still growing. But they had to come here and clean everything. The landscapers, all the leaves. This was piled with leaves, but piled. And they blew them all here. And Lewis burned a couple, but still, it's never ending. Now, since we're doing a 2-part, let's say we extend this to my fish collection. Because last time, if you guys remember, and you know what, we won't be out in the sun, so I'll be able to film with no problem. Last time, you know what, I'm thinking if I should switch it to 4K so you can see the colors of the fish better. Yeah, because the last time I think I had gotten, my phone ran out of battery or it overheated. Something happened and I had to like shut it down. Let me put the light a little bit higher. I realized that I only, just when it started showing you the fish, come here guys. Just when I started showing you, it ran out. And then I just went straight to my record collection. So here are my new fishies. These are some red devils. These right here, they're very, very, very rare. They're not easy to find. When you find them, those fish usually go like 40, 50 bucks for little babies. And you gotta grow them out and hope that you can breed them. I heard they're not that easy to breed also. But there's a 125 gallon tank. I've had many angelfish breed in this tank in the past. So I'm going to see, once I can pair them together, hopefully I'll pair one or maybe two. I'm gonna put them in that 40 gallon tank right over there. And that's where their breeding factory will be. But here's the display tank. These are bubble gouramis. It's a new type of hybrid that they created. It's a beautiful, beautiful fish. Some have very long fantails. I got the 3 largest ones they had. They're really, really pretty. And then there's a discus right there. That's a red turquoise. And this is a green seal point Belgian, I believe it's Belgian angelfish. And the tiny red and blue are neon tetras. So I carefully selected these because they do go very well together. They will live in harmony together and they won't fight each other. Now the discus sometimes do fight each other. That's why I have that one over there, because these started picking, actually that one, this is another red turquoise. He started picking at the one that you just saw in the other tank and really ate a lot of his fins by being the dominant fish. So I had to separate him and leave him here with these 2 blue diamonds. I raised these were really small. When I first showcased these on my videos, they were about the size of a 50-cent coin, or a little bit bigger than a 25-cent. And look at now, only 2 survived out of 7. When they're tiny like that, it's kind of hard to keep them. There was a lot of things that I had to learn. And by the time I learned it, I only had 2 left. But now, voila, I have these babies. And you know what? They love to follow me. I put my face right up to the glass and they're not afraid, which is a sign of a healthy fish and a fish that has really bonded with you. Hey, Papa. They're just very, very beautiful. So this is my discus tank and this is my display tank where I have different mixes of fish. Now here's what I call the galaxies. I wanted to show you this last time. These are also, they're not rare, but it's one that in the hobby that's looked for a lot because they tend to be very colorful for their size. And they have these awesome spotted bodies. I wish I could catch them because they're so fast and so tiny that they're hard to get. But anyway, they're called Galaxy or Danios, I believe, Rasbora Danios. And a lot of people like these for smaller tanks because they have those bright red colors across their fin, across the body. And then right on the side of the body is that metallic silver blue spots. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous little fish. And they do well in heavy planted aquariums because this is how they lay eggs. If you have all these little live grass and live fern in there, they drop their eggs in there. The male will fertilize it and you get babies. So I'm waiting for that to happen. These are my guppies. These are the ones that I mixed. They're all like mosaic or cobra guppies. And they breed a lot. Beautiful, beautiful tails. You get many different kinds. And I also have some live plants here. Now here I have my purple Moscows. These are absolutely beautiful. These are one of my pride and joys because it took a long, let me see if I could. It took a long time to successfully breed a colony of these. They just kept on dying off and dying off and dying off. And finally, once my aquarium was perfectly acclimated and all the plants were established, I noticed that they have become so healthy and so happy with their environment. And look at those tails, guys. What a gorgeous fish. And the key to breeding guppies is consistency. You want your fish to kind of look the same all across. If you're breeding for bloodlines, you don't want them to look like these. Not that these look bad, but these is what we call mutts. So we just go ahead and mix whatever we have and we get these beautiful. Now, it was a controlled mutt crossing because I only used cobras and mosaics, and pretty much got a lot of the same, right? So I kept the bloodline pretty good. But here you can see the consistency, that all the fish kind of look the same, especially the males. They tend to be the more colorful. They have the bigger tails. And then we have my double-eared dragon. This aquarium is really old, so the glass has a permanent stain that doesn't come off. So I don't know how well I'm going to be able to film these, but these are from Malaysia, Indonesia. And I special ordered them because they were bred by this breeder overseas, and he successfully got them to this purple mosaic tone that, try to see if I can get, there we go. And those big fins, those dorsal fins, you see them? They look like wings. That's a perfect example of one. Look at that, how gorgeous. So these I successfully bred them as well. I didn't think I was going to do well because, you know, they're fish from another country. I don't know how well they were going to acclimate to my water, but it was instant. As soon as I got them, they started breeding. They were really, really good quality of fish. And I told the guy, I said, wow, look at that, how beautiful. I told him, your fish are very strong. I wish I didn't have those stains on the glass, but you know, when I started building this, I wasn't thinking aesthetics. I was thinking I want to breed them and I don't care what the glass looks like, you know, but I do care. So anyways, these are my purple dragon mosaic Dumbo ears, and I got more here. Buddy, you're gonna fall. This is Honey. Say hi, Honey. Say hi, Papa. Say hi. Where? That's as much as a meow. Give your loudest meow. That's it? That's your loudest? Come on, a little louder. Give me a louder meow. Meow. Papa. He's so cute. He's the sweetest one of all. Yeah, you are the sweetest one of all. All right, guys. Let's go. See, I have to have fans everywhere. And I'm sorry if it's loud in the background, I don't know, but let's go to the music room. And Portugal is playing with Congo COD. What is the score? 1-1. Okay, so it's still the same. Because when I take breaks, I come here to watch. So, yeah, if you're not watching the World Cup, you should be. Taking a break from the garden.
It's too hot outside.
It is. All right, guys, so this is my little man cave here, my hangout place. Now that we all love to hang out here, my friends come over, I play music. I wish I can play for you now, but you know what would happen? Copyright problems. But I am going around still collecting records. I'm going to like a lot of thrift stores and garage sale. Well, I haven't gone to garage sale. I should go to garage sales, but I have been going to flea markets and thrift stores and finding some treasures. I just found this one. This is one of the first albums from Barbra Streisand. Now, I admire her. I know that she's an amazing singer. Not a huge fan. I like her acting. I love her movies. Were very, very good. But her music was not the genre that I'll listen to it, but it's not something that I'm crazy about. But I am crazy about this album because look, it's a radio station copy. This must be a first print. So these are very, for me, I consider them very valuable because they have a story behind them. There's a history behind it. And every record that you grab and you look at, there's a history behind that record. You know, where did it come from? Like, well, this one has a great history. My friend did this record. Bruce Weber, if you guys don't know who he is, he's a great photographer. Friend for many, many years. And he did this album for his friend, Chet Baker. And this album was the soundtrack to the movie that came out back in 1988, based on a life of Chet Baker. I just got this record. I love Miles Davis, but Chet Baker is one of my favorite jazz players. I talked about these African Latin Nation, which is African music with Latin music spiced together. You know, you get the boogaloo. The same way that when the Cubans and the Puerto Ricans met in New York and got together, then what do you think came out of that? Salsa. That is the birth of salsa, the true birth of salsa. It was Puerto Ricans and Cubans coming together, doing music together, and that was a salsa. So anyways, here we have, here's where I put all my like new stuff that I bought or things that I really like my Bob Marley record that I just got on head over heels over it because of the Jamaican flag colors on the record. It's so cool. This is from Brazil. This was a very what's the word I'm looking for? Risque album back in the day because of the cover. And they made them do a different cover for other countries. And so because of that, that's become an extremely valuable album. And who would know that was a record that my partner bought back in Brazil, back in the day. And so he goes, here for your record collection. And when I read the story, that's what it said. It said that's a very rare record because the one that came after that was covered. It didn't have the bikini. All right, I think this is all that I've done. Oh, and I put these two new lamps here. I put this art piece on the back from the last time I was here. And this is where I watch my World Cup. So guys, I will be doing pressing on shirts. I will be showing you soon when that gets going. As you can see, there's many things that have been placed as a priority to our ranch, and therefore we can't, I can't be doing my videos the way I was doing them before. Now when the season comes in, then I go back into doing the videos. All right, my friends, we are done with part 2. This was a beautiful journey to take with you. I love all the comments that you guys leave more comments based on what you saw today. I love to share all my hobbies and things besides my orchids. I love to share with you guys, and always the feedback is wonderful. So I will continue showing you if you enjoy and like what I have to show. So anyways, I will see you on the next episode. Oh, and I don't remember if that's right, I did not mention it. I wanted to thank you guys for watching my videos. I know I haven't been on that much, but when I'm not on, unfortunately, YouTube punishes you and your algorithms drop. So that means that my videos are not put on the surface when they do Google search. So I lose a lot of popularity, or should I say viewership. So if you guys want to help me during the times that I need to take a break in order so I can not burn out and continue doing this, because if I burn out, I'm going to have to stop doing it because it's a lot of work. So I'm asking for you guys to help. I'm not even asking you for money or anything. I know that I always say there's donation area and all that stuff, but just watch the videos, even if you already seen them, or just put them on play in the background. I do it here in my house because that keeps the algorithms up and it keeps my channel current, and that way I could take a little break. So when I come back, I don't have to work so hard to try to bring all those algorithms back up. All right, so I wanted to address that and I forgot last time. The other thing I want to address is my bestie, my close friend, who I did the video, the second video I did ever was with her, Oasis, and she started her own YouTube channel. I need you guys to please support her and subscribe, because she does something that is so beautiful. She goes out almost every night, and I am a witness to that, to collect feral cats, Cat Trapping 305, or Cat Trapper. I'll put the name underneath. And she just puts these little shorts that are super cool, because you see what she does at night. She catches all these the mosquitoes are killing me. She catches all these feral cats and she takes them to get the shots, the rabies shots, everything, and to get them fixed. And you have no idea the problem we have with cats that are just breeding out there, and there's too many out there. They get hurt, they kill them. I think I'm swallowing mosquitoes with my eyes. But just check her out. I told her that I would give you guys a heads up on her channel, because I really want her channel to grow. I really need people to see the importance of what she does, and it may encourage people out there to do the same, or to even help her, or to even donate, because she doesn't make that much money off of that. She does it for free, and then people will give her a donation when she catches the cats, but she pretty much sometimes doesn't get anything. People will call her and have her collect these cats, and it's her time, her money, her food, everything, and they don't pay, they don't give a donation. But she does it because she loves the animals, you know. And she tells me, I wish it would be different, but I do it for the animals. So if you guys can, to show your support, just subscribe. It'll raise her subscription, and maybe she can monetize and make a little bit of extra money on her channel to keep doing what she does for the community. And her work is really something that's admirable, and it's needed. We need a lot more of her. And that's how I got all my cats fixed. She helped me trap them and fix them, and you see how happy they live. So if you can go right there and just hit that subscribe button on her channel, I would appreciate it. I'm going to be looking out to see if there's an increase. She's probably going to be very surprised. All right, guys, I am letting you go before the mosquitoes have me for dinner, lunch, dinner, and breakfast. I will see you in the next one. My name is Nelson. You've been watching Nature Nell. Remember to always, always keep it green. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.